Sorry, I'm so quiet. Um, Up here, I'm so sorry. I'm super late. So we're gonna stream less than an hour-ish, like maybe till like 10:45. So I'm just letting you know. I'm sorry. I got distracted and my head did hurt for a bit, and then like I'm fine now. But yeah. So I hope you guys are doing all right. So as the title says, it's gonna be some playing games and some ranting. I do have just some personal issues I'm going through, and just like I kind of just want to put it out there kind of thing, but I'm not gonna like be specific about everything. But yeah, so I was thinking we can start a new world, because there was one I kind of started, and so yeah, we're gonna be I'm gonna have it easy for now. Streaming. Yeah. I'm so creative with my names, as you can tell. So let's see. All right, so I'm trying to debate what one to go into, because I don't want to get a bad seed again like I did last time, because before I didn't care, but now I'm like, I do give a crap. So yeah, Stronghold Below, that'd be nice. I did this place before. Should I do it at Village or not? What's up? Hey, Tori. I'm doing alright. I feel a little bit better. I'm just gonna stream for just a bit until I have to pick up Bon. But yeah, I'm alright. I hope you're doing alright. Yeah, so yeah, a lot going on in my personal life, and it's kind of regarding. Oh, good. I'm good. I'm glad you're good. It's kind of involving moving the house. So I talked to our retailer, the person that sells houses. I can't even say the word. Here, we're gonna do a tire Village. How about that? And they did tell me that if we put the house in the market next year, they are afraid that we wouldn't get the price we want, just because of the housing situation going on. They told me this on through text, and while Bon was at work. And yeah, Bon had to stay over because they got a flat tire, and it was a mess. But that's dealt with, and so he didn't really get to deal, like he had no say in that as well. And it's just kind of like we're almost with the flooring. So I was like, what do you think of us just finishing the flooring and just maybe the painting? And then Bon did think about getting a carpenter or not carpenter, someone that can help with like the sides and the floor, and then that's it. And she's like, yeah, it looks good. Like I showed her a picture of it, and she's like, it looks good. Just, she really thinks we should sell it on October. And she could be just saying that because she's just trying to get a sell. But I have to talk to Bon about it, because he's pretty pissed about some things. There's kind of like a bit of a feud between my parents and Bon. And so that has put me in a very awkward position, because like it's my parents and it's Bon. So it's like, it's regarding his license, and I'm not going to get into too much detail about it, but it's really, he's very overwhelmed by everything, because everything seems to be like kind of fucking up for him. And so obviously he's going to be upset. So I understand that. But at the same time, like my knee-jerk reaction is to like, well, the licensing does make sense, because you need it to make a loan, because we need to get a loan in. And he's the only one working. And, my parents have sold houses before, or not, like they've been involved in that before. So they did tell me originally that if he doesn't get it, he won't get a loan. So then he gets really mad about that. So I just think for him, he's just putting all the blame into one big thing, and that's just kind of hard. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where you just don't. I just decide not to say anything, because it's like, what am I gonna say? Yeah, I know the tire is just like, ugh. But yeah, and I think because of the tire, it really upset him. But I'm gonna actually pay for it. He doesn't want me to, but I'm gonna pay for it with my money. I know I did say it would be just for school, but Quinn might not be in school next year because my mom is retiring. She decided to make that, to do that. So they obviously will not have the money like they did from her job, because she has a pretty high paying job, to pay for Quinn's schooling. So there's a good chance that he might not be in Montessori, which just kind of sucks. But I'm trying to figure out what I can do, school-wise for him, because it was like my way of like getting him out and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty tough. So there's like a lot of changes that are coming up. So I don't even know if we're going to be in Montessori much longer or what's going to happen. So it's like a lot going on, and then Bond's all upset about everything, and it's just like putting me in a dilemma, because I hate it sucks to kind of be in a position where everyone's kind of feuding and you're caught in the middle of it. And this is like a theme in my life. Like, it always seems like people have an issue with each other, and then I feel like, I try not to get involved because it always makes it worse when other people get involved, but it doesn't get any better when other people get involved too. So it's kind of like, what's the point? Like, oh, I don't have enough sticks. Okay. And so, yeah, that's kind of upsetting to deal with too, but wait, I need more. Oh, I didn't make any. Okay. So, yeah, it's just a lot, and like I'm just kind of frustrated too. So yeah, so we aren't, Bon and I aren't fighting. It's just that the whole thing, the whole dilemma of it all is affecting, us. So it's kind of like I'm stressed out by it. It doesn't really help that I have the concussion. So because the stress has been really bothering me. So it's like, the tire thing happened while I was having a really bad episode with my concussion, which, that was just horrible. Like, I really just had a bad episode with it, and I couldn't handle it right away because of that. I was going to do it behind Bond's back and just like, seriously, go take the car to there. But it just didn't work out. So I was like, okay, I'll just tell Bond, like, and because also I tried to change the tire myself, and my head hurt so damn much that I couldn't put the strength into it. And I think the way I did it was bad. I was watching a video how to do it, but Bond thinks I should have lifted the tire before I tried to take the nods out. But I was like, but it said you can, but maybe, I don't know. He used another tool though, so I guess I can learn from that. But yeah, that's just kind of what's going on. I'm just pretty stressed out about stuff and try not to get involved in drama, but it seems like there's always like a delay. I think it's just because my dad is someone who likes to get things done right away when he's told, because he was kind of raised that way by his mom, and his mom really instilled it in all her kids. I mean, they made a huge point of it during her funeral. So I was like, okay, that's why my dad's that way, because it's like a huge thing. Like, when, like, my grandmother was someone who had a lot of expectations for her kids and kind of put a lot of pressure on them. And my dad really internalized that a lot, that's for sure. And so I can see why it was hard for my dad to just let go of that. And so because my dad's like that, Bond's complete opposite of it. Because I think Bond's parents were very passive for the most part. I mean, they had issues with people, but for the most part, they were passive about like big adult stuff. And so I can understand why Bond's kind of frustrated for someone trying to, tell him how it should be, and he doesn't agree. And my dad tends to kind of get too involved with things. My mom does get on to him about that. She's like, so he's lessened over the years. But I think it's just because he's always worried. He wants what's best, for us as a family. And for Brent, I mean, he bothers Brent too sometimes. But I feel like because of my ADHD, it kind of, we are bound to be like treated like children sometimes. Like, I don't even mean to be childish. It's just, yeah, it's kind of a thing with us ADHDers or whatever. And so, yeah, that's kind of a thing. And then, so that's kind of where their fight is. I don't think Bond hates it. My parents is not that. It's just, dealing with in-laws, I never thought it was going to be a big deal. Now, I was okay with Ma and Pa. I know they had their own issues. But I didn't really get bothered by them. Maybe because of the language barrier, you know, it was easier. I'm sure if I could talk to them, they might have not have been as nice as I remembered them being. But like for the most part, I don't have any bad will against my in-laws. And even dad isn't really that bad. I mean, yeah, he can be annoying, but you know, that's just how he is. But I guess that's the point. Like we just kind of, when it comes to family, it's like, oh, that's just how they are. And like we kind of sort of accept things from our, when it comes to our family because of that. And so that's why I think that happens sometimes. But here, I'm gonna put up a door. Yeah, I learned about a lot of stress on him with all this. I think he should do the license, but that's like a lot on top of all the house stuff. I'd go insane, honestly. Right? My parents actually want to pay for it. I actually have inheritance money from my grandmother that's enough to pay for it. And I told him that, and at first he was okay, and then he's all like, no, I want to pay for it. I don't want to keep the pay. I'm like, but my thinking is, and you know, when he was ranting, is like, he's been doing so much for everyone that why can't he just accept help when he needs the help? You know, like that. Maybe it's just me. Like, if you know you can't afford it and you really want to do something about it, you know, just like, I think at this point he should be okay with getting help because, you know, I'm not working, and I was already kind of feeling guilty that I wasn't working because, you know, I really bought into the toxic work mentality, and it took me years to kind of, you know, heal from that. Like really, when I worked so many jobs, like I've worked 6 jobs, and I really bought into the toxic work. So it took me like a year or so to really accept I was a stay-at-home mom. Like I was like really anti that in the past. Like if I had met myself when I was 20, I would have cursed at myself because I thought being a stay-at-home mom is, you're just stupid and useless. Like I had a really negative viewpoint in stay-at-home moms during those times because I was a workaholic, and it wasn't until I worked like so much to the point where I had no days off. Like there was a time, I think this is way after you, Tori, left, and we have, like I think it was a little bit after that. I was working 7 days a week for about 8 months, and it just, the burnout was horrible. I had no breaks. I got no sleep for 8 months, just working constantly because I was afraid that mom would keep asking money for Vaughn, and I was helping with bills and stuff like that. So I really worked really, really hard, but eventually, you know, your mental and physical health deteriorates. I gained quite a bit of weight too because I was eating out a lot because I was just too tired, and I just was so tired all the time. Like nothing, like not even, I just wanted to sleep every day and like all the time, and it was just it was horrible. And I learned really quickly how that is like a really toxic mindset to have because I felt like I had to constantly work to help with bills and stuff. But it only lasted for 8 months, and then I quit Great Clips, and then I stuck with I did Zaxby's full time as well, and that really killed me. And then I went part time because I was just sick of customers. And then I was gonna go to another store closer to my house, but then I got pregnant, and so then I was gonna work at Publix too, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work both jobs, and I'm glad I didn't end up doing that. So yeah, it took me a long time to really accept that, you know. Oh wait, I just realized I don't have a furnace. It really did take me a long time to really accept that. Oh, we have berries though. That's good. Oh crap. But yeah, it took me a long time. And then now I'm like really happy. I don't even want to, if I can, I don't want to work. But it is something I've been thinking about because of Quinn is like, you know, I do value his education just because I had such a horrible time with oh shoot, I don't have a sword. I didn't make a sword. Just because I had such a hard time in school myself. I struggled really badly with school stuff. So yeah, I wasn't like, it wasn't like I wasn't smart. I just didn't, I learned very differently, and ooh, phew. So yeah. Okay, let me see what you said. Yeah, then you should do it like when you get the money for something, when you should use it. Like, yeah, we would work like 6 days a week. I told him it was killing me. Gives zero time to relax, work up energy for. Yeah, it does. Even just 6 days a week is impossible. So I understand why Bon, it's hard for him to really, because he works so much. Like this past few weeks, he's been taking care of me because of my concussion. Yeah, I have to really be careful because like if it gets really bad, I start losing focus. So luckily, I managed to be okay driving. But if it's, oh crap, there's too many enemies. I'm gonna just stay in my house. Haha. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, yeah, like I can understand why it's really stressful for him because it's really hard for him to think things logically. Like that, I'm not saying he's not logical, but I think he's just overburdened by everything that it's finally kind of snapping him. So when he vented it to me today, I totally like kept silent and just listened, and I understand what he's meaning to. But yeah, the licensing is very, very important, and I definitely want to use my inheritance money to help him to get that. And I told him that like a few months ago, and he was fine with it, and then I guess he changed his mind. I don't know, like I am a little confused by that. I'm already gonna pay for the tire, I'm gonna pay for the hospital bill because he's worried about that, and he's like, well, what about mine? I was like, no, my mom specifically said she'd pay for whatever. She even was like, you know what, I want that flooring done, I will pay a contractor to come and do it. And I even told my realtor that. I haven't told Bond this. So I was like, we might, so I'm going to talk to my parents about it. And then I'll pay them back. We can always give back when we have money. And that's my thinking too. Like you can always pay back when you can. Like right now, I owe money to people as well. And when I do have that money, when I have it, I will pay them back. It just hasn't happened because of, especially when I went to Peru, that was not cheap. I had to use all the money I saved up for the Peru trip to fix my car because it was literally dying. It was so horrible. And then my dad helped me pay for it, but I did not have enough to go. And I had to tell my cousins like months in advance, like, I don't think I'm going to have money to go. Like, you're guys going to have to go. And they were very adamant for me going, so they helped pay. But after that, I found I was pregnant and I was not doing well health-wise while in pregnancy. So I felt so bad. I still feel guilty not paying them back, but I hope one day I can pay them back the money. It was like $700, so it's like, that's a lot of money to owe people. So that's why I don't really ask for money unless it's something super necessary, like the hospital bill. That's really necessary. My mom helped me pay off a lot of the hospital bills I had too, because I wasn't making enough to pay it off. I was slowly paying it off, but she's like, you know what, I got some extra bonus, we'll just pay it off. And so yeah, I'm someone who is fine with receiving it, especially if it's something really big and major. Like colonoscopy was $5,000. Oh my god, I had to get it because of my issues with my colon, and I'm kind of glad I got it because they do say I'm most likely going to be getting colonoscopy a lot when I'm older because I'm already showing signs of having issues. So I was like, okay. It's like, well, just they told me like eventually you're going to be going a lot more than most people, and that kind of sucks. But at least I know now. Like once I get to a certain age, I'll just have to expect to get it all. But it sucks. Like, ugh, the whole thing about it. Yeah, this concussion thing should be a huge sign to get from the kid's eyes. What would happen if you couldn't drive at all? Would you risk getting pulled over just to get to work? Right? And like, I already got, he did drive once in a while. But then when I went to Stockbridge to go to my brother's house to cut his hair, a cop pulled me over thinking I was Bon. And so he was making sure I had a valid license. So that's kind of why he got really weary about it, because someone in Stockbridge finally pulled us over. But it was luckily just me driving. So it's like, ugh. Like, there was a time where he was driving himself. And then after that happened, he's like, oh, heck no. Like, I'm not going to take a risk. I was like, yeah. But Clayton County doesn't really care that much, I've noticed. They're so, like, nonchalant about a lot of stuff. Like, I hardly see cops down Flint River looking for cars. Like, I saw one person get pulled over once. The entire, like I've only seen, like, maybe once in a while down Flint River where there's a lot of people racing. A lot. And it's just kind of annoying to me because they'll be out and about on Terra Boulevard, which, I mean, I get that's where a lot is going on. But it always seems like people still speed and drive very recklessly. And I don't see cops around, like, ever. It's just really weird to me. So I don't think he would be as bad of luck and clean because he's been driving. Oh my god, why is that thing there? I'm gonna die. I don't even have, wait, no, I have food, right? Yes, I have food now. And so, yeah, it's just, also, Tori, remember when I told you about those kefir lime leaves? Apparently Dad has been growing them. So now I can make the soup. But what's so funny, I was going to make it today, but then I realized we didn't have ginger. So I had to get ginger after dropped off on to work. And then, yeah, that happened. So we have them outside. Yeah, so I'm going to ask Dad if I can use them. I didn't get enough chicken, so I'm going to, I already calculated how much I have to half down, so I'm only going to take 4 leaves because they don't really have that many leaves in this plant, so I feel kind of bad taking them. So I'm going to ask them if I can use them. But yeah, I'm going to make the soup sometime this week. I really can't wait because it looks so good. I've been craving it like crazy. And then I'm hoping I'll get good at sticky rice because I really messed up sticky rice last time. I did a bad job flipping it, if that makes sense, but oh wait, let me eat some more. Oh no! I was gonna fight him, but I gotta really eat. Oh, it's only just one. I thought it gave me the whole thing. Okay, let me heal and then I'm gonna fight. Look at that guy. You see his little stupid bow? Alright, what happened? Oh yeah, we're gonna get them done. They were expensive knives. Let me know how it goes if he does. Let's you have some. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I'll ask him because I know it was like a very precious plant. They had a hard time growing, so I completely understand why he wouldn't. But I can always get it at the store. So I will try that international store just suggested. I haven't gone there yet, but oh, I thought I was healing. Okay. All right, I'm trying to heal up, but it's like so slow. But yeah, so okay, rants, babe, and stuff like that. Okay, finally becoming daytime. I'm really glad I spawned here because it'll make it so much easier to have food and stuff. So that's good. Oh no. Oh no, there's two. Oh my god, they're gonna kill me, aren't they? Whew. Oh my god. Hey, it's daytime now, Spider. You don't attack me now. Oh, at least I got some bones. Oh, I died. Wow. I wasn't that far, was I? I don't remember now. Where did I go? I should have put the coordinates to where I was at. I think I was over here. Oh my god, all of them are hiding. Like, are you for real? Oh wait, they're in that house. It's all good. I'm gonna get my stuff back. Yeah, the only thing is now they can officially kill you. Alright, now it's time to go look for some coal and all that. Yeah, I was like, I died. Well, I was bound to die. Yeah, my goal is to go to the end. I've never actually played to the end. So it's going to be very interesting how I'm going to do it. It's actually really hard. I looked into it and it's like, whoa, you got to know a lot to do it. So luckily there's a village here, so it's always smart to like just spawn at a village. Because the last place I had, I spawned off a cliff where you can just literally die if you're not careful. And I died so many times I just gave up. Like legit gave up because it was too much. And there was like hardly any supplies. I had a hard time finding like freaking cobblestone. And then I kept getting lost because that was a point where I didn't know you can look up coordinates. But yeah, so that was the thing. I don't want to stray too far because that's where my house is. I'm going to forget where I live, as always. I always forget where I live. Alright, so, I didn't even turn on my coordinates. Oh, crap. Okay, I have an idea. We're going to go back to my house, and then we're going to put the coordinates on so we can remember. I really realized I didn't have my coordinates on. I was like, what? Alright, so I was over here, right? That's why that thing's there. I don't know what way it went. But yeah, so I did pretty okay with my headache. It's not that bad. It's gotten a lot less painful. That's the good news. But I have to really be careful of how much stimulation I bring. Because, as someone with ADHD, I constantly need stimulation to feel, like, alive. And so this was really difficult to be told, like, I need to limit brain ability, because it's just, I constantly use my brain for everything. So it's really tough to just shut that off. Okay, let me see if I can turn on the coordinates. I thought it would be on. Oh, here. All right, we got it. Okay. Now I'm going to, this is what you can do, is you can go on here. Actually, I'll just write it down on my paper I have right here. So 30, oh, there's a freaking spider in here. 34, 73, 42. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to kill it now. Why are you in here, spider? Just get out. Are you freaking for real? Ow! I'm just trying to get you out of my house. All right, let me get my sword. I'm gonna have to kill it. Killing time for spider. All right, there we go. Luckily, it couldn't get out, so I gotta close the door. All right, now that I have the coordinates, we can finally go and get stone. I'm sure if I can dig around, but I'm hoping to find some pretty close by. No, it's your house. No light, bro. I know. I need to get. I need cobblestone so I can make furnace stuff. Like, I seriously do. I didn't remember where my house was, and I was like, "Where's my house?" Oh, is this considered cobblestone? I don't know. I know it's kind of like wrecked. Can you use this as cobblestone, or is it its own thing? Okay, let me see. Mossy. I don't think so. It's like specifically called mossy, so I feel like I can't use it that way. Dude, okay, I think I'm gonna have to dig down because I don't see any like actual cobblestone that I can use. All right. So, yeah. Ugh. At least we don't have to deal with Annie and Kim. That's like the only thing good about all of us. This is like, I don't have to deal with them. Though, Dad needs a renewal of something. And so I'm hoping Dad will at least contact, because Annie's still being paid to take care of him, even though she's not here technically. So, like, he needs to get something renewed, and I talked to Bon about it, but he's like, Annie should do it because she's being paid to just do it. I was like, yeah, you're right. It kind of makes no sense for, us to do it when that's part of her job, is to take care of him. So, she's getting paid for that. I also think she just doesn't want to get rid of it to not get paid because it's extra money, which, it is what it is. But I wonder if Bon told him that she's being paid. I just realized that because I don't know what he was saying to Dad in Laos, but he did say something to me in English saying she's getting paid to da-da-da-da. So I was like, oh wait, I remembered that Dad wasn't supposed to find out that she was being paid to take care of him. So I don't know if he said that to her, but it'd be kind of funny. It's like, wow, I guess eventually it's going to get out because he might get mad about that. So yeah, that was supposed to be a secret. And I didn't even think about it until after the fact. And I was like, wait, did Bon say that in Laos? Because he was complaining to me in English. But I didn't know if Dad heard that in Laos or understood that. So it's like, ooh, snap. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's not going to be happy hearing that. So yeah. It's like, dude. Yeah, but she does, whatever. Eventually it was bound to come out anyway. It's not like... Alright. It was bound to happen. But I just thought about that. And I was like, wait, we aren't supposed to tell them that. Oops, my bad. Oh well, it's life. Alright, let me see. Wait, what way do I need to go? I need to go to 30. Oh, here's my house. I wasn't too far. Try not to go too far. But yeah. Alright, so... Okay, so this is some astrology talk. So I have a friend that's really into astrology too. She was one of my clients that I read charts, and then it really like drew her in. So she got really into it. So she's my other astrology friend. So me and her share videos about, astrology forecasts. I've been actually paying attention to it lately because I did notice a pattern of bad things happening because there's like really bad like things going on in astrology right now. And wait, how do I do this? So right now, let me see. Did I put it in? I did. Okay. So Mars went into Gemini, I think on, oh my God, what day was it? It was the day after I got my concussion, like where I hit my head. And the reason why it's a big deal is because Mars was in Taurus at a certain degree called 29 degrees. Now, that's calculated mathematically. Let me see. Let me do this. I think it's this way. Yeah. There we go. We're gonna make some charcoal. At 29 degrees for certain signs is a huge deal, and any sign is deal. It's like right in the end where the Mars or whatever planet's hitting it wants to cling onto it the least, so that's where the most energy of it comes. So I found it ironic that I tripped and fell and hit my head, and I'm not really a clumsy person. Like, this is not something that happens often to me, so it just was so weird that happened, and it escalated everything now, and it kind of bothers me now to think about it. It's like, why did that happen? That's not something like me. I'm not necessarily a clumsy person. I've had accidents, yes, because things happen, but never to the point where I'm literally tripping up. So it was very bizarre in my opinion. And so yeah, like I was like, what the heck? All right, now we can have some lights. All right, so now we have some lights in here. Now we got some of that. Now I just need iron. Okay, I'm gonna get some more food in case I need it. Oh, oops. I did not mean to do that. Right, do it. So I can keep growing. Which is nice. So yeah, so that happened, and then in astrology terms, natally my Mars opposes my moon. I have Sagittarius moon, so but it's a very weak opposition. But because the transit Mars is in the beginning degrees of Gemini, it's really hitting my moon, and so it's kind of ironic to say that my mind feels very out of order. Like, I'm having a hard time writing stuff down. Like, I had to edit a lot of the texts I send. In fact, sometimes I question if I'm making sense when I text people, and some people don't understand what I'm saying. Even my mom's like, doesn't really understand what I'm saying half the time. And I'm like, okay, is this part of my concussion, or is this a transit, or is it both? Like, it's kind of just a weird, thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I want to get my stuff read because all this is so confusing. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I was going to do yours and B's chart, but I never got around it. And I'm going to be honest. I don't think B would like me doing his chart because I looked at it and it's pretty harsh. Like, he's a Cancer moon, and I don't know. Cancer moon people are very sensitive. So it's just like, no offense to him or anything. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But I don't know how he'd handle it, because I remember just doing a general look at it, and I was like, oh, that's why he doesn't like his mom, because he's got kind of bad placements with his moon, because that represents your mother. And I think you're a Gemini moon, I think. I don't remember. And I know you're a Libra rising, I believe. And so, but yeah, if you want me to, I can. It is a lot to explain. Astrology is way deeper than like what horoscopes do. There's a Placidus in their whole house. There's just so many systems, Vedic, all that. I only know Placidus, but Vedic is more best to use for predictions. But me being weird, I decided to use Placidus to kind of help predict some stuff. And I already warned Bond to be careful with the stock market, because right now it's not a good time. But that doesn't necessarily mean he should pull out either, because anything can happen in the future. So I did tell him to be careful with that, because right now he has to be really careful, because there's these transits happening that pretty much indicate you need to be careful what you listen to. And this, I got a weird absentee ballot and didn't have the envelope that you're supposed to send to the thing. And I was like, well, that's weird. So I looked into where I just send it, and then I couldn't really find a clear place. And then I read the paper more, because usually they'll tell you what a return address is on, the form that tells you to do it. And the freaking thing says source is from Fox News. And I'm like, is this like, I don't know if it's a scam. So I decided to destroy it, and I'm just going to vote normally, because that was kind of creepy. Like, why is there a source endorsing called Fox News? And Fox News has a bad reputation. So I don't know. So, you have a Libra moon. Okay. I couldn't remember. Yeah, and it was really bizarre. So I remember an astrologer, I was writing a forecast. They said, be careful what you read. Be careful what you listen to, because people can scam you. And like something might seem like a big deal, but it's really not. And there's going to be a lot of things in the political world that is going to really affect everything. And I've already see it coming because of the whole like Trump thing too with him. There's really crazy headlines, and though I think he had done some pretty bad things, there's no question about it. But I just find it weird that it took this long for them to actually expose this. And it's just like, there's something going on behind the scenes. And also I told Bond that the people that are manipulating the stock market, they have literally people from that are doing it from Citadel in the White House. They are government officials in the White House. And so I told him months ago, like, you got to be careful with that, because they're going to manipulate it. And he didn't believe me at first. And then it happened when they did the ape share thing. I was like, yep, I told you. It's not going to happen the way you have, because there are people in the government that have connections with the people that are shorting it. So you really got to be careful where you hear this information from. So, but yeah. So there's a lot going on there too, and a lot of corruption, and things are being exposed, and, and I've noticed this in the K-pop world too, and just a lot of like, ooh, I really want to fight, but I'm really bad at fighting. Okay, I'm going to sit here. He killed me. Well, at least I'm not that far from it. Wait, how am I in a branch? That was weird. At least it wasn't my house. I need to get a bed so I can like have that as my spawn area. Oh my god, where was I? Where was I living again? Alright, I was... Don't look at the Enderman. I can't believe we see Enderman already. Okay. Oh my god, are you serious about this creeper? Oh my god. At least it didn't hit my house. Whew, we made it. Oh, but yeah, if you want me to go, if you come over and you remind me, I can go over it and try to explain to you your chart. I mean, it would take me a long time to go through it completely, because there's just so... Oh my gosh, no! There's a creeper! Oh my god. Whew. Whew. That was close. Alright, I think I just need to stay in the bed. I'm really bad at fighting. No. Like, this thing keeps, I can't like target on the mobile. Okay, there we go. Whew. I survived. Oh yeah, I remember looking. I have Freya's chart. I remember asking you, and Sun, Scorpio, Moon, Libra. She slipped Libra, Sun. Oh, that's so cool. I know. Quinn is Sagittarius rising, and Aries moon. We flipped our rising and our moon. So I'm a Sagittarius moon, Aries rising. And he is an Aries moon, Sagittarius rising. We flipped that. It's really interesting. And when I got pregnant, Jupiter and a bunch of placements were hitting my 10th house. When I found out I was pregnant. And Quinn is born with his sun and Mercury in the 10th house. And I just found that really interesting. Because it's like, oh, I had Jupiter transiting into my 10th house. And Quinn's main personality, sun and Mercury, are in the 10th house. And his Jupiter's in the 12th house. Where my sun and Mercury is in the 12th house. So I just thought it was kind of cool. Like there's some correlation. Him and I have the same Chiron placement, except his is in which Chiron is like where your traumas and wounds from, or like what you get hurt. And his is in the 4th house, but it's in Aries. But mine is in Cancer. And I found that very interesting because it like, his wounds will be more personal, while my wounds are from the 4th house represent the mother, the roots, where you're from, your heritage. And I'm adopted, so I was stripped away from my heritage. So that's the first wound from I have no connection with my heritage whatsoever because I was adopted. And so it's interesting for Quinn to have Chiron still in the 4th house, like me, because it's like he's kind of stripped of himself when it themes of the mother. So I was really scared at first when I saw that in his chart. I was freaking out, like, am I going to traumatize my kid and blah blah blah. So I had an actual professional astrologer look at it, and they pretty much encouraged me and said that it'll be okay and not to worry about that, and just try to be the best mom you can and just be there for him. But I will have a very big effect on Quinn, which is true, because when I got in a fight with Kim, Quinn got involved somehow. I remember telling Quinn to stay downstairs because I was so angry, and he did not listen, and he came right behind me to yell at Kim. Like, Vaughn told me he was yelling at Kim with me. And then that's how he got pushed down, because, we were really getting, like, angry at each other. And I didn't realize Quinn was behind me, like, at all. I had no idea. I thought he had stayed downstairs. I didn't even realize he was behind me. My mom's like, yeah, he was right there yelling and trying to fight too. I was like, what? I was like, shoot, I really got to be careful with my anger issues. So I was like, yeah, that was pretty bad. But he seems to be fine now. Like, he was kind of scared of his uncle for a little bit, unfortunately. But I think after a while he was fine with him before they left. So, but yeah, that was kind of, that's just going to make things awkward. I know Bon is pretty pissed at Kim right now still. So, I mean, he doesn't really talk about it, but he just doesn't seem like he's over it. So, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, but it's just kind of sad, because I feel like him and Kim still got along pretty well for the most part before. It was just Annie that kind of, was an issue. Because, I mean, I never had an issue with Kim personally. Like, he kept to himself, but the only thing I didn't like about him is the fact that, like, he always had something to say that I just felt like wasn't really right to say, but he was very adamant about it, and I didn't really like that about him. But otherwise, he kept to himself. But it was Annie that got in everyone's business. That was really obnoxious. I was like, can you just not be in everyone's business? Like, come on now. Actually, I'm going to look through these houses to get treasure. Ooh, we got some bread. Yeah, it does. It is, yes. He was like, you don't talk to my mama like that. Oh, God, he's going to be very involved. Yeah, I had no idea he was behind me. I was, like, shook when I saw that. Yeah, Chiron is the wounded healer. It represents where our wounds and traumas and stuff will be. But if you learn to overcome that, you can use it as a way to help heal people who have the same wounds. The hardest part is having it in Virgo and in Sagittarius, I think, because of wounds of philosophy and knowledge and gaining knowledge and your health. I have a friend I read chart. She has Chiron in Virgo in the 6th house, and her health has deteriorated over the years. Like, it's gotten really bad. I have another friend that has Chiron in the 6th house too. I don't think it's in Virgo, but it's in the 6th house, which is Virgo's house. That's Virgo's native house. And she also has a ton of health problems to the point where she can't even work anymore, like, at all. She's been trying so hard to find a job, but her health is so bad that she just can't do it anymore. And it's really sad because she's a hard worker. I mean, she wants to, but she's just not in the point. Her health just isn't well enough for her to do it. So yeah, Chiron in Virgo is really bad. I personally think Chiron in Cancer is really bad, but I feel like it's easier to heal from because you can try to heal through helping people heal from their wounds. That's what I did through astrology. Like, the way I got good at it is I did free readings at this Discord server to learn how to do it. An astrology server. I read a lot of charts in there, and I've met a lot of people that would come to me and ask for advice about healing and stuff like that. And it was like stuff that I didn't really understand, but I understood through like a different perspective. Like, hey, maybe do it this way, or maybe, whatever. And it did help me heal. So that's kind of why Chiron in the Cancer isn't that bad, because you can kind of help people heal through their wounds. But I did, in my younger years, have issues with other Cancer people before I met Bon. I didn't really get along with a lot of Cancers, like people. So, yeah, but I've read some really harsh charts, like really bad ones, and trying to like be nice about it is the hardest part. Like, I don't really like to make people feel bad about themselves. I feel like people with harsh charts have the potential of being really good people and very talented if they can overcome their shortcomings. They can be very disciplined, full of wisdom, because I feel like hardships do build character. That's kind of a theme that I've kind of learned. People who had a privileged life are not willing to change for the better, and they can become bigoted or become very spoiled, versus people who've had a hard life, they learn to appreciate and be humble. And so it's not always a bad thing to have bad charts. So I always try to be encouraging in my readings, because I don't want, again, make people feel bad. That's like the last thing I want to do. So I'm very particular who I read. If I know their chart is really bad, it might take me longer to read through it. So, because I remember my friend, she had such a horrible chart, and it took me months to do it, because I was like, oh my God, I don't want her to feel so bad about herself. Like, that's the last thing I want anyone to feel bad about themselves, because they can't help that. We can't help certain things that happen in our lives. So, yeah. Shows 4th house, Leo. I don't know. I have all the stuff screenshot and saved to my phone. What was in your 1st house, by the way? I don't remember now. I might be getting confused your chart with someone else's, because I remember someone had a similar chart as you. Do you remember it's the 1st house, whatever that sign it hits? Yeah. If you explain what the sign looks like, I'll probably know what it is. I guess there's not much treasure here. Dang. I was hoping I'd find. I guess I'll steal bids, because I'm going to steal a bid. I'm going to steal a bid. Because I was going to see if I can find some iron and make a thing, but looks like there isn't much. This house. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Stole a bid. Yeah, Taurus. Okay, so you're a Taurus rising. Okay. I thought you were a Libra rising. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe I got confused with Libra moon. Okay. I have a friend that's Taurus rising. That my friend that's into astrology, that I did her chart reading. She's also a Taurus rising. And she's really into it. So, but yeah, we talk about it. We discuss. I'm actually been paying attention more, because a lot of bad things are happening in my life. For a while, things were doing really good. I was working on my comic. Everything was just working well. And then my concussion. Now I can't work on my comic right now because every time I work on it, my head starts really hurting. And then, yeah, that becomes a mess. But, so that's kind of on delay, which is kind of just frustrating. But I think the universe is telling me something, that I need to work on something and not to forget. But I'm trying to figure that out. Wait, where's my house? Where do I need to go? Okay. All right, I need to go this way. I went too far. But yeah, so yeah, I don't mind teaching more. So I have someone else to talk about it with. Because it is a lot to explain. Because it'd be better if I explained to you in person. Because it's just like a lot. It's a lot to learn. I have books you can read. Because I was going to read them too. But my head hurts too much. I mean, there's astrologers that I really learned a lot from. That taught you how. Like Hannah Elswood is really great. She's great. She's from, I think, Netherlands. She's great. There's a lot of great astrologers I learned from. And, okay, so 34, 73, somewhere around here, isn't it? What was the number? 42. Okay. Alright, so I'm too far up. That's why I can't find it. I'm going to go back to my house with my new bed. Make it nighttime or daytime. Yeah, I don't have much. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I'm depending on astrologers right now. There's some really good ones that are older and seasoned, and I just learned so much from them. And it's interesting about astrology is you can use it in any practice. I even told my friend, she's actually Muslim, and she uses it in her Muslim practice, and Jewish people can use it. Christians, like one astrologer I followed for a while, he's a full-blown preacher, but he uses astrology, and he's very big on using both. What's interesting is tarot is also connected to astrology, but it's also connected to Judaism, and there's just so many like parallels. It's very versatile. It's like you can use it for really good things. It's just that the church kind of demonized it back in the day because of the fear of femininity, because femininity was considered, back from when I was researching about history behind astrology and stuff, femininity and the power in femininity, which is, the female and all that stuff, was deemed demonic by Christians. And you can see in their legends about Lilith and Eve, where the woman is the problem, and we're the reason why women exist, is why sin and all that exists, so we must punish women more. And it's like very unconsciously installed in so many churches. And I remember one of the astrologers I follow was very heavily Christian before she got into astrology, and was denounced by her own church because she got raped. And so they told her she's a sinful whore and she can't be in the church because she was part of it was crazy. It was insane. She got kicked out of the church basically. And that's when she woke up and realized how fucking horrible the church was. It was a mega church. She didn't say which church it was, but yeah. And so she's very, she's one of, you'd probably like her. She's hilarious. Her name is Alyssa. And she's all about the divine Venus, because she's got Libra Taurus. So yeah, it's just when learning about the history behind it, I realize now how toxic organized religion can be if it's put in the hands of someone that uses it for malice attempt. And, so yeah. Wait. All right, so I'm going to play for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go, and I have to go get bonds, so I'm just waiting for my phone to go. Waiting for these Ealer. Yeah, I hate the church community. It's so much judgment. It is. It's very shame. It's all about Puritan shaming, and I've always had bad vibes from it, so I totally just left it, I completely left the religion when I was 19. I just got bad vibes about it. There's some really corrupt things I saw happen in the church. And then, my parents kind of separated them. I mean, they're still very Christian, but what really set them off from organized religion is they used to be part of like a church group, and they did Bible studies, and then my parents got tired of doing it because it got too much of a chore. And then one of the members that were very involved with it committed suicide, because it was their way to escape or something, and they died not too long after. And since then my parents have been very like quiet about, like, they stopped going to church for a few years because of it. I think it was just traumatizing for them, because they probably blamed themselves for it, for quitting the church group. It got too much for them to deal with it every Sunday. And then that happened, and for a year, or for about a good 2 years, they stopped going. My dad just kind of went, and then COVID happened, so then that just kind of prevented him from going. But I think my dad's going back, and my mom's still very Christian too, but I think she has a different look with it. And my dad keeps it private now. Like, he's very private about his journey with it. So after a while, my parents kind of just accepted I wasn't going to get back into it. And they just never bring it up anymore. So, I mean, it just takes parents some time to accept it. If they truly loved you as their kid, they would of course have a negative reaction. I remember when I left the church, my parents had a very negative reaction. But I knew I had to endure it, because it's like that's part of the process. Like, you're going against the grain of what everyone expects of you. And so it is very, very tiring. But after a few years, they eventually let it go. So it takes time. But, I got a bed sheet. So, yeah. That's just one thing I've learned. Like, people are going to react how they're going to react, but it's not going to be something you can control. So just kind of dealing with it is the best we can do. But I know sometimes some people have really crazy parents, and they can't do that at all. So that's also understandable too. But yeah, my Muslim friend is leaving her religion too, but she's going to still wear the hijab, because she's like, I just don't like being sexually harassed by men. So when I wear my hijab, no one messes with me. And I was like, oh, I don't blame you. She's very, very pretty too. So it's like, she's going to get messed with. She's a Taurus rising. Taurus rising folks are very pretty. So you, like when you told me about guys always messing with you too. She went through that as well, with a lot of guys constantly trying to mess with her and stuff. But she's very picky about who she dates. So, but yeah. But anyway, I'm probably gonna get going soon. I got some things done. Let's see. I got a bed, I got a furnace, I got this. I'm just kind of walking around, talking. I can't. All right. Okay, so I think that's it. I mean, next time when I'll probably stream tomorrow at the same time, just to, because it's like all I can do now is play Minecraft. I can't do anything else. I can't work on my comic. I really can't work on moving stuff right now until my doctor says I can do it. I have to wait until tomorrow. And yeah, so. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Before I end it, tell me your story. You know about I've been going to the gym for the last round, and I had to work out by myself yesterday and was so nervous about it. Mm-hmm. And what happened? Gotta tell us the story. Okay, I don't know where the freaking... it's gonna be a hard time finding cave. Oh, you had someone to help? How'd that go? Oh yeah, that is very nerve-wracking, because yeah, I would be nervous if I asked me someone I don't know. And when I was done, I was walking away, and he came over and was like, I like your hair. Oh my god. Was it a creepy way of saying it, or was it like nice? You with anyone? Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, some weird guy once says, I like your hair once to me. And I just thought it was kind of weird. Like, the way he said it. I was like, what? I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling. Oh, was he hitting on you? Oh, God. Yeah, it's like, I'm married. That's like, it's kind of sad that we have to say that. Because, some people don't really take no for an answer because they don't respect people. Like, we live in a society where we all just kind of want to make everyone feel good, even an expensive herself. And I feel like women are pressured to make everyone feel good and expensive themselves. And we're still, as a generation, we're trying to get out of that habit. Because we don't want to end up like Annie. I'm so bad at saying that. Because I feel like she kind of was a victim to that too. Yeah, I got hit on. Oh, I have a story to tell you before I end the stream. This guy came up to me, and it was during the time I wasn't feeling good. Like, I hadn't slept in a few days, and I hadn't taken a shower. And so I was like, I need to take a shower. I wasn't feeling good. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go home and take a shower. But I had to get gas, right? And this guy came up and started talking to me. And I literally thought he was trying to sell me something. Like, trying to get me to join the Illuminati. So I was freaking out. I was like, okay, is this guy trying to? And then I even asked him, I was like, are you trying to... I was like, I don't believe in cults or God or anything like that. And he looked at me so weird. He's like, no, I'm trying to ask for your number. I was like, what? I thought you were trying to get me in a cult. And then I was like, dude, I'm married. He's like, oh, but do you want to just be friends? I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Luckily, he walked away after that, but it was really awkward. I was like, I literally thought he was... I really thought he was like trying to get me into the Illuminati because I was not expecting someone to hit on me because I looked like a mess. I didn't shower for 3 days. I wasn't feeling good. I looked like a hot mess. I had like a hoodie on and try to, cover up the fact that I was a mess. So it was very, very weird. I was like, because that was like the last thing I expect. Like, I look like a hot mess. There's no way no one will hit on me because no one has. So yeah, I understand that. Man was confused. I was like, I don't believe in cults. I ain't gonna join it. The Illuminati. I said that to us. I feel embarrassed now that I think that. I thought that guy was like really like freaked out. I was like, what? Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's just guys just don't have much. It's because I'm terrible. I think men have lower standards than women sometimes. Like, there's some women that have low standards, but I feel like sometimes guys are more prone to have lower standards. It's just something I've noticed, so, but anyway. All right, girl, I'm going to go in. I got to go get Bond now. So yeah, if you want to hang out tomorrow, we can hang out tomorrow. Hopefully my head doesn't feel well or feels okay. But for anyone else watching, I'll update y'all on Twitter. I'm not only going to check Twitter to update when I stream at Spaz Out Kate. Otherwise, if I don't stream, I'll put it pinned to my profile. But yeah, so anyone that's watching after I stop streaming. So anyway, you have a good night, girl. I can't believe that guy just hit on me. Now it's probably going to make you not want to ask again. Yeah, but... Anyway, we'll figure out something with the gym. Maybe, hopefully one day I'll be able to go back. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Night.